Yo, what's good, Grind Gang? How you living? What's up, YouTube? How you living, baby? Appreciate everybody tuning in, checking in. How y'all living today? Sarah, what's good? We got Eye Indigo Jewelry up in here, yo. Hey, everybody throw a follow over there to Eye of Indigo 111. We got a cool little collab coming out here soon. We're really excited about it. What's up, my homie? Hey, we missed our little hangout yesterday or on Friday. It was partly my fault, partly your fault. We didn't coordinate really well, but also I ended up having to stay pretty late for a school project, so I wasn't able to make it anyways. Brainstorm, what's good, man? Hey, I really appreciate you guys coming out, spending a couple minutes here with the Grind Gang, getting a little bit of that positivity in, that little mindset, really cultivating that. You got to condition the mindset, it's not something you can just do one time and get it. If you see me continuously looking up, of course you know that we broadcast on YouTube now. So, hey, everybody say hi to Mac behind the camera. Yeah. So, we're broadcasting on YouTube now as well. So, sometimes I gotta look up and address my beautiful Grind Gang here watching on YouTube. We love and appreciate you as well. If you'd like to be more involved in the conversation and join us, come join us on live. And on my Instagram, instagram.com/Rodtheplanter. What's good? Breaking the rain. Yeah. Oh, you got a break? Well, ours is coming down heavy. Yeah, we miss you too. Hey, so this is the Daily Grind, and on Mondays, I want to do something very special. I want to do Q&As, man. I really want to do just question and answers. I noticed that you can ask questions in your stories now. You can post a question sticker in your stories, and then answer the questions that you receive in your live. So that's what I'm gonna do on Sunday. Probably I'm gonna start putting out the question in my lives, or just a question box, ask me questions, and then on Mondays I will answer all the questions that I get on Sunday. But since we didn't put out the post, nobody knew that today was gonna be Q&A Monday. I would just open it up, man. Open it up, baby. See what you guys are cracking on. We can talk about anything and everything you want to, whether it be technical, whether it be inspirational, motivational, how do I do this, how do I do that, where do I go from here, whatever you want to do, baby. What's up, Haley? How you doing? How you living? Yo, we sharing smiles this morning. We're sharing smiles. Also, gonna have a day where I take people live with me, so you'll be able to come on the live, plug your shit if you want to, just, share some of your words of wisdom or encouragement, or, like I said, ask for advice. So I don't necessarily know what day of the week I'm going to do those yet, where I'm going to bring other people on live, but highly encourage you to check those out as well. And we getting it rolling, baby. The Daily Grind is in full effect. You know what I'm saying? Drop your questions, baby. Drop your questions. Don't be afraid. I know some people asked some questions when I asked, I did a little shout out a little while back, and I said, questions, topics for the live. I got some responses, but shout out my dude Joey Alba. What's good, man? Yo, I just did a podcast the other day, bro, where I was shouting you out heavy because I was telling them, I was just I got to LA, and the very first person to show me any type of love or hit me up and show me the ropes of Los Angeles was my man Joey Alba, and I'll never forget that, man. I really appreciate you. So I hope you're doing good out there, boy. Hope you're doing good, man. For real, I'm doing amazing. No questions? So what am I up to today? What am I up to in the grind, man? I was talking to my friend Jessica this morning, matter of fact, she's in here, about definiteness of purpose. Definiteness of purpose, man. She was saying that she's really been on fire lately, really been passionate and inspired and really getting a lot of shit done. And she said, it was really because she said she was zoned in right now on trying to get a very particular task done. And this is something that I think is highly important, and something that I'm really trying to knuckle down on as well, which is this idea of definite of purpose. So many people got a lot of energy, got a lot of positive energy, got a lot of great will, got a lot of good ideas, got a lot of, energy, like I said, but energy is nothing, you got to put it into action, you got to, put it into motion. And so the way you do that is you got to focus that energy. You take all that energy and you focus it at something. You create a goal for yourself, or a vision for a certain future that you want to create for yourself, or whatever you want to do, and you just channel all that energy into that, right? And so a lot of people don't do that though. A lot of people don't create that. A lot of people don't make that little vision or that little bullseye to shoot at. And if you don't know what you're aiming at, you'll never fucking hit it, right? If you're not aiming at a specific target, how could you ever possibly hit it? And so most of us just take our energy and we distribute it across like 1,000 different fucking projects, different places. We invest our energy into, normal day-to-day stresses and worries of like, oh, I'm late to work, or so-and-so, pissed me off. We put all our energy in that and put all our energy into just stomping out fires throughout the day. Things come up with the kids, things come up, in the job, things always just coming up. But this is just expending all our energy. When instead we can take our energy and just narrow that down and focus that on one specific targeted goal that we have or that we want to accomplish. And when you do that every day, you're just staying in line with that one thing you want to do, you can really start to create massive progress in that direction. Oh, questions. Yeah, I'm excited. Okay. How do you recommend we help other people realize they need to find their own purpose? Okay, right. Recognizing the need for your own purpose is it's kind of, it's difficult to explain to somebody, but should be pretty self-evident. If you're waking up every day and you don't have a plan or a purpose for that day, life can seem very monotonous. Very just dredging is what the word I would call it. Dredging. Life is dredging if you don't have something that you're that's inspiring you. So, creating that goal in your mind, or finding that hobby, or finding that impact that you want to make in the world. It's not always about entrepreneurship or creating success in the sense of gaining lots of money. Some people want to make a big difference, and that is honestly more commendable than making the money. And so it's just about this giving. It's about having some type of purpose or topic outside of yourself that you feel you have to give to. I think that's a lot of times when people are struggling finding their purpose, it's because they're looking too much at what they want, or inside their own little sphere. And a lot of times it's really either easy to comfort ourselves, you can just get a little bit of what you need and you'll be all right, you'll be chilling. Like my brother, for example, my brother Mac here, he's a very self-sufficient, self-sustaining person. He doesn't help a lot of other people, but he doesn't ask for a lot of help in return. He just takes care of his own shit, doesn't burden anybody, doesn't ask anybody to take responsibility, you know what I mean? And so that works really well for him. But if you want to find something that inspires you to do more than that, or to, really take on a great endeavor, usually we do that out of service for somebody else. Maybe that'd be our children, or your family, or even if it's not, maybe it's people who are abused and hurt out there, you want to open a foundation for them or something. But, ultimately finding a purpose in life, all of us are here and connected to help one another and to give and exchange with one another. So usually your purpose is derived out of what do you have to give, what ability do you have to give to somebody else, or talent or expression or something that you have to give to somebody else. So
what is my purpose?
You pass butter.
Oh my God.
Yeah, welcome to the club, pal.
So if you want to help or inspire other people to find their purpose, or yourself to find your purpose, start having them look outside themselves and find things that you're really passionate about or care about, or injustices you see in the world, or whatever. Just every day, a lot of us see something out in the world that we think is a problem, or we think could be done better, or that we could even, exploit for our own gain, but then we just don't do anything about that. We're just oh, well, that's just an idea. No, that idea is you finding purpose in the world, finding a way to be you know what? I feel specifically or uniquely designed to take on this challenge, because somebody's going to have to, right? Pollution. Everybody's pollution, somebody's got to fix it. And blah. You're right, somebody's got to. Somebody's got to fix the ecosystem. But you sitting around saying somebody else has got to do it ain't getting it done, right? So therein lies our purpose, is those problems that we see out in the world that we think that we're specifically designed to solve. And so, listen to them, encourage them. When you hear them complaining about their own circumstances or circumstances out in the world, encourage them to take on a purpose to, do something about those. Cool. Say if they won't watch the live, etc. Because it's that. Yeah, watch the live. I love that. Yeah, that's what you do. You tell them, hey, go watch the live. Mid-grind, but my question okay. Question for brainstorm. mid-grind, but my question is, we going to burn one when I come to LA in May? Oh, yo, easiest question ever. Like, actually, somebody in here, like your mom told you to, he's in here. Sometimes it'd be kind of hard to catch up with me. Like, even if you make it all the way to LA, like, LA is a huge place, you know what I mean? Like, huge place. So sometimes people are like, yo, I'm in LA, come fuck with me. But then they'd be like, down in like Bellflower, like it'd be like an hour and a half away from me, and I'm like, all I do is hard to get all the way across town just to smoke a joint, you know what I'm saying? Like, just to smoke a joint and have a good conversation. Like, I know y'all be cool. Trust me, I know y'all be cool. I know we're gonna have a great conversation, but in the end, I'm all about that productivity, baby. So you have a higher chance of making that happen if you tie it to some type of productive activity. So if we go like do a photo shoot, or you want to shoot a music video, or you want to discuss your business plan, or if we're doing something to progress or to grow, you have like an 800% more likely chance to get me to come out and hang, right? With that being said, I do love to meet new people. I love to hang, love to smoke. Love to support the gang and the gang that supports me. So trust me, baby, if we about it, if the vibes are right, you know what I mean? If the universe will have it, so will I. What else? Austin Farmer and I were just talking about that this morning. Cool, I love Austin Farmer, man. Tell me so what's good. Hey, thank you, Brainstorm. I'm trying my best to become the best public speaker the world has ever seen. Agreed. If we aren't grinding, yeah, we ain't hanging, right? I'm just trying to get stuff done. And like I said, the conversation's the same. Whether or not we just sit and just keep passing the joint back and forth, and we're just like talking about our favorite show, or we're sitting there and we're like making something and we're talking about our favorite show. Like, it's the same. You can sit and work on a marketing plan for your business and talk, smoke, have a good time, or you could just sit there and watch TV and smoke and really probably not even have that much of a good time, if I'm being honest. Yo, bring them. Keep the questions coming. What time is it? Time? 11:47, so we got about 10 minutes. I'm going to go for like 10 minutes. So tell your friends, come in, drop some questions. I'm trying to make this show far more interactive. You know what I mean? Far more interactive, YouTube. So if you want to interact, maybe, I know YouTube, you sitting there right now, you're just absorbing the information, and that's smart. But if you want to come and you want to be interactive, the live is the place to do it. And if you're in the live, please, maybe interact. Drop your comments, drop your questions, whatever, because I really want to grow this into a show that's fun and exciting for everybody, not just like me to come on here and be like, blah, 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 blah. Yo, okay, X Dyer, new art page. I've been seeing it, I've been scoping it, baby. How do you get up when life got you down, even when you're constantly getting beaten down? Woo! Woo! Could be a better topic right now for me personally. Could not be a better topic for me personally. I am in the middle of a constant ass kicking right now. Like, I'm like flat out in the middle of a constant ass kicking. And if I'm being honest, right, and I posted about this yesterday, and a lot of you who are deep in the grind gang have heard me talk about this concept before, right? Life moves in like cycles, it moves in like waves, right? You ever look at things like waves, energy, it's always flowing, it's always contracting and retracting, right? Extending out and coming back in. So these cycles, this yin and yang, like people have this weird hard concept of that, right? Like when everything's going good and you're getting all the best that you want out of it, you're like super excited. You're having a great time, you're like loving it, you're like, yo, this is life, like I'm on top of the world. But then as that pendulum starts to swing, right, and you have to come back to the side of that pendulum that gains momentum, if the pendulum swings this way and extends, well, it has to come back to regain that momentum and then extend again. Same thing. The wave goes in and then it has to retract back out into the water to like gain energy again and comes back out. So as we start to move to that retraction period or that contraction period, as I call it, where we start to come back to gather energy, a lot of us start to get like anxious and worried. We're like, man, the universe is, I'm getting shit on and like life is tough, and you start getting kind of panicky and like lost in that little darkness. It's the night, it's the nighttime. Night comes, the moon comes out, there's very little dark, spooky noises come out, and we all of a sudden in our spirit and our heart, we're like, I can't make it through this, or, like I'm gonna tumble, I'm gonna crumble here, or this is gonna destroy me in some way, or like I'm not gonna make it, right? You get this feeling all of a sudden like I'm not gonna make it. But then as nature is designed it to be, we always flow out of that time, and then like our harvest comes back around, you know, our great times come back around, our like, you know, it was hard, but we made it times come back around.
Nigga, we made it.
You know, the we got through that times. You know, like, because let me tell you something about any traumatic experience that you've ever had. This is YouTube, pay attention. Any traumatic experience you've ever had is now just a funny story. Right? And maybe if it's not a funny story, it's just like an impactful story that you use now to like get people to like resonate and connect with you, right? But like, in the end, it's a story. You know, like I love how like people lose their keys or some shit and they can't find their car, and you know, then they like find the car like across the country next day or something. Anyways, in that moment, you're like, oh my God, I can't get in my car, and this is the end of the world, and blah, 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 whatever. You know, they're gonna tow it and it's gonna be gone for a week and blah, right? But then like a year later, you're all sitting around a campfire and you're drinking, you're like, yo, one time, I gotta say this funny story, Like one time, I was like coming home from the club and we were super drunk and I lost my car and then couldn't find my keys and nobody was this, and right? But it becomes this like funny story that you just tell each other back in the day. Like, yeah, that one time that this stressful thing happened to me. So the question to your answer, Dire Man, is if you want to gain control of that type of stuff, if you really want to like get back up, you got to change your perspective. You know, perspective is the ultimate key to happiness. You think you got it bad? Trust me, people out there got it fucking worse, man. They got it so much worse. That I don't care how bad you got it. Somebody out there is sucking 10 times more dick today so that you can have a good day. That's the way I look at it. Like right now, like today, right? I got problems. Trust me. I got mad problems. I'm $400 short on my rent. I just got divorced, or just broke up with my girlfriend or my wife after 10 years, on our 10-year anniversary. You know what I'm saying? I've been working on a business now for 2 years. It's making $0 to this day, right? So trust me, I got problems. Like if I want to go there, I can go there. Like we can everybody in this live, we can go there if we want to. Like we can be like, yo, this is all the things and reasons why I can't make it, or why I'm fucked up, or why I'm getting my ass kicked. I don't do that though. You know, I look at that and I'd be like, you got rent. Like how tight is that? How tight is that you're $400 short on rent when most niggas out here are sleeping in a cardboard box? Like they would kill to be $400 behind. You know what I mean? Like, so like things like that, you know, it's all about perspective. You know, going out there and like looking around in the world and saying like, what's really going on? Like, let me take myself out the situation real quick. Let me look around. You know, there's kids dying, starving, war. People are losing limbs, losing eyesight, dying every day. Hit by, you know, like tragic things are happening out there for people. You know, sometimes we're that person. Sometimes, you know, we're that person. And even in those times, I still take solace and perspective. I'm like, I'm having a super shitty day so that somebody else out there could be like, man, glad I'm not that guy today. You know what I mean? And so I feel like, I feel like I'm doing something good for the world today right now. Like I'm taking on some shit today so that somebody else can look at me and be like, man, thank God I don't have to do that. So that's what I would encourage you to do. You know, it doesn't make it go away, but it'll definitely make you stronger. You know, it'll definitely make you, like I said, ground you in a sense of like what's real and what's like made up stress in your mind. You know, perspective will flip that whole coin for you. So that's the answer, boy. Is like, you know, this perspective, man. Like you're really not getting you're really winning. You're really winning. You're like every single day, you're really winning. On an enormous scale. Like, I mean, every time that you get the opportunity to suck breath into your lungs, you're winning. And so, you know, just think about that perspective a little bit. Just change that story. You know, that story that you tell yourself is everything. What else? I got questions. I got more questions. How much time I got, man? 5 minutes. 5 more minutes. We got like 2 more questions up in this. Yo, hey, X, I got mad faith in you, boy. Hey, what's up, Grind Gang? I appreciate everybody coming in. I see Toodle in here. I see my boy Marlo in here. Yo, Marlon, I love you, man. We got a link. We got to do some work, man. We got to get some work out there. Hey, you going to get it, bro. You going to get it. Any other questions? The strongest have to go through the toughest challenges. It only makes us strong. Absolutely. Absolutely, man. My brother put just this extremely interesting quote in his stories today about how, you know, whatever you're dealing with right now, like that's exactly what you need to be dealing with. You know, like that circumstance, that situation you're in is the situation you need. Like your situation probably crippled me. You know what I mean? Like if I had somebody else's situation, we're just talking about perspective. Sometimes I look out in the world and I'm like, man, if my child died, you know, that's a wrap for me. You know, it's a wrap. Like I don't even know how I'd be able to like do that. You know, now, of course I'd figure it out. But I'm just saying, you know, like looking out in the world, I make that kind of judge perception of it. I'm like, I could never handle that, right? But then other people do, you know. But then I look at somebody else and they've created a happy life on the other side of that circumstance, you know. So it's interesting. Like we all have very, very monumental challenges, and they're all so unique to each of us, you know. Like each of us has these interesting struggles in our lives, or unexpected health problems that come our way, or financial stresses, but it's also individual, and that always leads me to think like, man, it just seems so personalized, right? Like your problem seems so personalized to you, like, man, designed just for you, baby, so that you could probably overcome it and learn whatever it is that the universe feels like you need to learn to get to that next step, or you know, but you're becoming something through that certain, you know, you're becoming something out of that. But people forget that. It's like, you know, like that has value in it because you're becoming something different from that experience. And so, you know, even though it's hard sometimes, like fucking hey, bitch, like every day I go to the gym, that shit's hard. You know what I mean? Like every day I go to the gym, that shit hurts. You know, like it's hard, but it's beneficial. You know, but it helps. It's good for me. And so I think that's important, man. Is you know, sometimes it's hard and sometimes it's stressful, and it even seems in your mind, like in your, like as you're going through it, you constantly feel like there's just absolutely no way. There's no way. Like, and no matter how much you want to be like, well, I've been through this before, I've succeeded, like your brain will just continuously with that hype shit be like, nah, this is different. It's different. It's so much more stressful than anything you've ever done. Like, you know what I mean? And it tries to like elevate all the tension in the mind like that, and but all of that's so untrue. You know, all of that's like your ego. Your ego's small. You know, your ego, that prefrontal cortex, right, where your analytical brain sits, the thinking brain, so tiny. Yo, hit me up, Marlo. I love you, man. It's so tiny. And so it thinks of like problems and it's like, oh man, I'm so stressed. How can I think of all these things at once? I'll never figure all this out. But your croc brain, your like intuitive brain, your subconscious brain, huge, right? Huge, like billions upon billions upon billions of connections in that little fucking thing, right? And so these problems are really not like it's gonna figure it out. It's always figured out. It figures out evolution. If it can fucking figure out evolution, my nigga, it can figure out how to make you a couple $100. You know what I'm saying? But we think so much from our ego and less from that spiritual, subconscious, grounded place of like, of subconscious reality, I guess, of like things that we know to be true fundamentally, even if we can't see them or perceive them. God energy, you know, forces. It's so hard to explain, but you know, a lot of us understand that there is something else happening out here in this world. There's other forces. And so when you're living from that, or when you're trying to solve your problems from that, you put things into this different perspective. You know, you put things, you become more universal in your thinking. So, you know, your ego, and let's just leave it at this because this is a lot of what today's conversations have been about. Your ego is only concerned with you. Only. My ego is Sherrod Sloan. Sherrod Sloan only cares about what he has to do today, when he's hungry, when he's tired, when he's offended. That's it. Sherrod Sloan, the ego-minded Sherrod Sloan only cares about feeding myself, taking care of myself, taking care of the things and people closest to me. But it has nothing, you know what I mean? It's all just I, me, all day. What do we gotta do? Where we gotta go? Who you gotta be? What you gotta do? What you gotta, you know, me. Causes a lot of stress. You got this little bitty little machine, essentially overworked, underpaid, underappreciated, and it's just out here just like me, Underneath that though, underneath all of that is a different thinking brain, right? You ever notice how no matter how stressed out you get, you don't stop breathing? Your heart don't stop beating? Well, some people, I mean, I guess I've heard people working themselves up into like a nervous panic attack where they just pass out.
But that doesn't happen usually.
Doesn't happen usually. I mean, that's like a lot. But for the majority of us, like 90% of us, no matter how much we want to take it there, like you said, you might start hyperventilating or whatever, but it's not gonna kill you. You can't kill yourself. You know, you can't just like, you know, kill yourself with stress, because there's this other thinking brain that understands kind of, and like I said, it's subconscious, so it doesn't like tell you, but underneath the surface, there's this feeling that like, I'm still gonna wake up tomorrow, you know, like life's gonna go on. Like I know it seems so monumental to the ego, but underneath that, like there's this certain calmness of like, as bad as it seems, I still gotta keep you breathing. Like we still gotta actually live. You know, like this isn't really as bad as we think it is. And so come from that place, come from that more well-grounded, stable, understanding place, like that wise place of your subconscious, you know, deeper mind that understands that the one problem you have this week means absolutely nothing to your life. Nothing. I cannot remember what problems I had in high school. I just don't. I mean, sometimes I'm like, oh yeah, that girl didn't like me. Yeah, and I liked her a lot. And she never liked me back. That one time the dude pantsed me in the cafeteria and I was kind of embarrassed. Yeah. It's not affecting me whatsoever anymore. You know what I mean? Like, the reason my business is not growing is not because of something that happened to me in high school, right? You know what I mean? So, like, it's just different. It's just different. And so, I live not from that ego that's always wrapped up in the me, the I, the gotta. It's always stressed out, anxious, and, like, thinks that things are so much more important than they really are, right? Come from that universal place, that God-like mind, the very conscious, stoic, strong mind that understands like what game you're actually playing here. You know, remember your brain's all chemicals. It's all chemicals. It's all like just, you know, processes. And so there's a certain part of you that intuitively understands how life works, that knows the easiest, proper way to get things done in your life. You know, and to like, and it doesn't require stress. And you know. It understands, like, especially once you've cultivated it and made it strong, like, that, like, yo, much love, dog. Catch me on there, baby. I'll be out there. I'm out. We out. Yeah, once you've cultivated it, it'll take care of this stuff for you, man. It'll take care of these things for you. It's so easy. So easy peasy. So I love you. And like I said, that's my words of wisdom to leave you with. Thank you for your questions and your comments. Thank you for hanging out with the gang today, baby. If you missed it, if you came in late and you want to know what parts you missed or whatever, they go up on YouTube. I will not be sharing this today. Dang. So tell your friends, tell them the live was lit, tell them they gotta go catch it, tell them to go subscribe to the YouTube channel. I love all of y'all so much. I mean that 1000%. Like, you guys coming on here for me to just hang out with me, daily grind, that says, yo, we friends. Like, you know, that says y'all fuck with me and I fuck with you for that. So I love you. Thank you. Have the best day, baby. Live from that strong subconscious mind. Fuck your ego. Your ego can't help you.